What's up everyone, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to talk about this special rerun banner called Romancing Festival Byunei that brings back 5 different styles, and I have to say right from the start I don't think this banner is worth, because these characters had their time and now they are a little old compared to what we are getting and what we will be getting in the future. Let's click here on some of the details to discuss. The first one, Real Queen. She's a very defensive style. She can buff all status, she can self-heal for very large amounts of healing, has very good BP gains, has high protect tension, but she was kind of made for remembrance. She has one skill that stuns the target. She can use it for Kazinsi, for example, or even for Hidden Dojo, because you can just simply stun the enemies right on start. She has a good infliction rate. It's a fast attack, so it will be used before the enemy's attack, but we can kill the enemies simply. We don't need to inflict stun in that position. For Kazinsi in the future this can be helpful, but I do believe we have plenty of stun inflictors for martial arts. Then she has a second skill that is single target and inflicts 2 different effects. The first, paralyzes. We do have many paralyzers for martial arts as well. It can be used to paralyze the Real Queen on remembrance, and she can also inflict charm, but only one target. Can also be used for the next remembrance battle, where we need to inflict either charm or confusion. But there are other sources of this. Maybe some people will not have, but I still don't think it's worth to pull a character just because of this mechanic. Then we have Byunei, and she's not a bad character at all, but there's one big problem. Her meta is going away. She was used for agility cheese strategy, but also to decrease damage of some very special enemies. First of all, she can buff her intelligence and BP when she attacks, has a chance to buff intelligence again, enter the invasion stance, but does not have damage reduction passives. The best skill was Heaven's Breeze, because she has a chance to buff both agility and dexterity from enemies. The buffing agility will decrease damage from martial arts attacks, but also accuracy from spells. The buffing dexterity will decrease damage from bow, rapier, and gun skills, but also the accuracy of physical attacks. So you could use for any of these reasons. And you could buff your agility to try to evade enemy attacks, since you were buffing their accuracy. This was very useful for quite some time. But now bosses have a skill called Defy Weaknesses that they can use in different situations. Some bosses have it coded on the end of a turn. They will cleanse all the buffs you applied. Sometimes they will cleanse once you reach a their zone, something like 30% debuff. Some of them will also buff some status, so you can use this as a countermeasure to debuff the status it was buffing. But I have to say that this does not make so much difference in many fights. There is yet another mechanic now called buff break. If a boss is buffing himself too much, instead of trying to debuff, you can buff break with skills like Dark Wash or also Rising Nova Plus. Many characters have access to these skills in the game right now, especially Acelus and Rouge. Now, it still works for old content if you are a new player, but I do believe that there are better alternatives where you can just simply buff your squad, something that will work most of the time. Rarely you ever find a boss enemy that will just remove your buffs, so the best way to win is still by buffing and not debuffing. She has Trinity Summon, a skill that will debuff 3 different status, agility, dexterity, and now intelligence as well. Helps in some situations like there is Tone Lord boss that does not have Defy Weakness, for example, and it uses all 3 different status, so it helps. But like I said, the content where it works is just disappearing. Byunei can also inherit AoE, agility, or dexterity debuff from her past styles. Works when it works, but again, it's kinda limited now. And another point is that we have Christmas Bouquet now. He was released alongside Christmas Empress. Many people have him because of that, and he will suffice for any future needs of dexterity debuff. The next one is Claudia, and she is a character that will buff her own dexterity and heal a little when attacking. She has some good damage passives, but she's pretty fragile. The reason why she's coming back is because we got a new version of Claudia on Albert's banner, and she benefits from inheritance. Healing Arrow is a skill that will heal for around 900, while the only heal attack she has without inheritance is Twin Arrows. that will only heal for 320. If you are on Remembrance, using Healing Arrow is very good, because she always have this available. It's only 3 BP and heals around 900 to keep her alive. Claudia does not have damage reduction passives in any of her styles. She also has 2 different skills that will inflict Charm. Heartseeker for a single target, Inflicting Lanterns for AoE. Well, the next Remembrance boss needs either Charm or Confusion in order to stop 2 different enemies to instant kill you. So Claudia can use this and be the only character that you need to stop the enemies. Or you can also get access to Heartseeker from her S version from Tower. It's free, everyone can get, and you can use it and use Claudia if you need. So, a little less interesting, there's also Roberto, a Platinum style that has a AoE Confusion spell, and he will be capable of dealing with that situation. Flicking Lanterns is okay because it's piercing heat, but we have stronger attacks coming with future styles. The next one is Rocbouquet. Rocbouquet is good because of many different inheritances. She now can use Blooming Fireworks from her Global X style, and this version has better BP generation, much better than the Global X. That skill will deal 8 power damage and has a chance to give either 1 or 2 BP to the party. Very nice. She can also use Dark Wash to buff break enemies, and she has a very good BP generation to herself again. She also has a chance to inflict Charm when landing attacks. Again, made for the next Remembrance. Not just that, her skill number 3 is fast and will also inflict Charm. So, she can deal with the situation herself, but there are other characters that can inflict Charm as well, like Miss Surfing. We can also inflict Confusion, and we have many other characters there, like Orluge, like Ray, and you may have some of them. And even if you don't, I don't see a reason to summon Rocbouquet just because of this, because, well, the other skills are not that interesting. Marine Ball, that buffs Morale down, decreasing damage by 15%, but we'll be getting Morale down medium AoE that can be used many times in the near future. And Dark Ice, it's a 1 VP skill that can debuff agility. That is good, but nothing too special. And another problem is that Rocbouquet gets 2 future styles that are much better than this one. So, the skills are not that important. That means that you don't need to inherit any of them for the future. And the last style is Masked Urpina, and this one suffers from similar problems, like Rocbouquet. Lack of very interesting skills. We have Nailed Bat Rampage. It's a 7 BP AoE attack that can be used 3 times in a row, but the damage is very close to C power only, and we are farming with much higher power skills. So, will not be capable of soloing anything, so she will need help. That means that it's not important. Skill number 1 is just like a normal attack that can inflict stun. We have so many different stunners for swords. And the third attack is Triple S with Slash and Blunt. Nothing special, we have even 4S attacks already with similar cost. The only thing that makes sense with this Urpina is that she can use Crossbreak from her UDX style 3 times in a row if you bring Enya. And she also has a good rotation with Torrent if you didn't get the Global X style. But in my opinion, you can just wait for a rerun of the Global X style. Sadly, these styles here have limited usage, and in the near future they will be easily forgotten. So, this banner is not good, I don't recommend for new players or for veterans. I'll be giving this a bronze award even if it has 5 different styles. Well, that's my opinion. What is yours? Please say here on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. And I want to see you soon in the next video. Bye.